here's what happened. My Democratic friends try to muddy the water to make it look deep, but here's what happened. Tuesday, a week ago at midnight, our budget ran out. And a couple of weeks before that, we started talking to the Democrats in the Senate and said, look, let's just extend the then current budget for another 6 weeks so we can continue to talk about a permanent budget. And then at the last minute, the Democrats came to us and said, no, we will vote to shut down government if you do not give us $1.5 trillion, and we will tell you how to spend it. And that's the only way we will agree to open the government up for 6 more weeks.
Wow.
Well, you know, as I've said before, my mother didn't raise a fool. And if she did, it was one of my brothers. I wasn't about to vote for that. And nor were any of my colleagues. And that's why we're in a shutdown. All we asked and are asking is to open government back up and talk to us. We're not asking for anything else. And the Dems want $1.5 trillion. And they're going to get it when donkeys fly backwards. And until then, we're going to be in a shutdown. It looks complicated, but it's not. Last Tuesday, the country was rocking along, minding its own business. Our budget ended at midnight. A few weeks before we'd gone to our Democratic friends, said, let's vote to keep it open for about 6 weeks. They said, no, we won't do it. We'll shut it down unless you give us $1.5 trillion. And we said, well, that's not going to happen. That'll happen when donkeys fly. You know that. So they keep voting no to open it up. All we're saying is open it up, no strings attached, so we can continue to negotiate. And they say not until you give us $1.5 trillion, which we're not going to do. And that's what's going on.
Everybody is dug in.
Shutdown is a reflection of how absurd the demands are of the socialist wing of the Democratic Party, which is, of course, telling Senator Schumer what to do. We asked for, you've heard the term clean CR. That just means we didn't ask for anything to open government and negotiate a new budget for the next 6 or 7 weeks. And the Loon Wing and Senator Schumer have said we'll only agree to open it if you give us $1.5 trillion. Well, we're not going to do that. If we did do that, Brian, you would see inflation go through the roof. Mm-hmm. You would see long-term interest rates go through the roof. And I don't see an end in sight. I really don't. If we're still shut down in 2 weeks, my suggestion is that we lock Thune and Schumer into a room with Katie Porter and tell them they can't come out till they make a deal.
Absolutely. That would be a scary sight.
What do you make of this question we're having? And you've been quite, I thought, astute about it. Article 6, the Supremacy Clause. It seems to me that the federal government is trying to enforce something that's pretty clearly a federal matter, that is immigration. And we've got the Chicago police force not, I guess you would say, not responding to a call. We have governors and mayors who are actively urging people to resist federal law, even to make sanctuary areas where the federal government cannot go. Where's this all going to lead if we're not careful?
Well, first, Professor, it's an honor to get to talk to you. I follow everything you speak and write.
Thank
and
you.
my wife, Becky's even a bigger fan. It is clear to me, after going through 4 years of this with President Biden, that the Democratic Party today believes that vetting people at the border is racist. I think it's prudent, but there's no doubt in my mind. Some will say it, others try to mask it, but that they just believe in open borders. Now, that is their privilege, their right as an American to believe that. But they can't not follow the law, and the law is very clear. And most Americans, they look at the southern border like they look at their front door. Most Americans lock their front door at night. They don't do that because they hate everybody on the outside. They do that because they love the people on the inside and they want to know who's coming in and out of their house. And so you can be both for legal immigration and against illegal immigration without being inconsistent. I've just finally concluded that the Democrats, they'd be much more honest intellectually if they'd just say, we don't think there ought to be borders. And you see it in their attitude about sanctuary cities. What they're doing, Professor, is clearly illegal, as you pointed out, the supremacy.
Crockett, who I don't think is stupid, but is very good at acting stupidly, literally said, you ain't got it wrong. Y'all ain't got it wrong. And then she speaks in this language that she doesn't really speak. And they both go on about how you and the Republicans somehow shut down the government. Now, she knows there's a filibuster. She knows you need 60 to break the filibuster. She knows this thing passed the House. So is it just an act of being pretending like you're stupid, thinking that the audience is also just as dumb as you're acting?
Well, I don't know the Congresswoman, and certainly she has the right to her opinion. But if she would simply put down her juice box and her crayons and just do a little reading about how the Senate operates, in order to take action in the Senate, you have to have 60 votes. Republicans have 53 votes. So we're 7 votes short. Duh. And that's how Senator Schumer could shut down the government. As soon as he provides those 7 votes, we can open up the government, Congresswoman. I don't know the Congresswoman. I want to think the best of her because I don't hate anybody.
Right.
So I won't say she's stupid, but her commitment to acting stupid sometimes is very impressive. Senator Schumer's getting a lot of the blame, and Lord knows he deserves it because he instructed all the Senate Democrats to vote to shut down government. But he's not really calling the shots. The group calling the shots is the socialist wing, the loon wing of the Democratic Party, because they're in control. And the head of the socialist wing of the Democratic Party is Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. She's really calling these shots. In fact, Senator Schumer is trying to ingratiate himself to the socialist wing of his party and to the Congresswoman. And I have to tell you, I don't hate anybody. I don't mean any disrespect. But based on her policies and beliefs, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez is single-handedly trying to put an end to dumb blonde jokes. I mean, based on her policies, $1.5 trillion, she must be bilingual. She's speaking English and stupid. There's no way we're going to go along with this, and that's why we're in a shutdown.
Worried about the pressure that you're getting from your left flank, and is that part of the reason that you've engaged in this?
The bottom line is very simple. We're fighting for the American people, and it's not just one small group of American people that want this. It's across the board. 55% of Trump voters, hardly a flank in our party, want this. That's why we're doing it. We believe that's our job.
Senator, he wants $1.5 trillion added to this for health care. Your reaction?
Well, I listened to the clip of Senator Schumer. His relationship with the truth is very casual. The truth is that this is a political shutdown. Senator Schumer is he's nervous as a pregnant nun about losing his reelection to the socialist wing of his party, led by Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, which is in control. Now, we will eventually come out of this shutdown. Here's how I think it will happen. Chuck, Senator Schumer, is a smart man. He's been around a long time. His first car was a Chariot. Washington is all he's ever known his entire life. He knows he's on shaky ground here in terms of policy. So here's how I think it'll end. Schumer will go to 6 or 8 of his colleagues and say, Democrats, of course, and say, I want you to vote to lift the shutdown. Now, he'll say, I can't vote with you. I've got to appear to be tough. I may even have to criticize you, but wink, wink, nod, nod. I'm trying to make the loon wing of the party love me, but you bail me out here. But he's got to be careful with that, because he doesn't want it to look like a mutiny, because then he looks even weaker.
Not personal for me, but I don't like almost anything that Chuck Schumer is doing. I don't like it. I mean, it's a direct contract. He wants to move the country in the wrong direction.
I don't hate anybody.
Neither do I.
And I know you don't. And when I say my prayers, I ask God, don't let me hate. I don't hate Chuck. Senator Schumer, I know him well. This shutdown's not about policy. It's about politics. And Senator Schumer, this is what's going on. He is trying to get the loon wing, the socialist wing of the Democratic Party, which is in control, to love him. And they will never love him. They won't. He'd be better off doing what he did back in March, and just calling it like he saw it and keeping government open. Because what he's saying, we're going to keep government shut down until you, the Republicans, and President Trump give the Democrats $1.5 trillion, and they're going to tell us how to spend it.
We just had John Thune on, Majority Leader of the Senate, who said we can't do that.
And
You
we're not
cannot
going to do that.
You cannot do
We're
that.
not going to. I mean,
And Schumer has to know that.
And he does know that.
Yeah.
And let me tell you how this will end. It will end eventually when Senator Schumer goes to 6 or 8 of his members and the Democrats and says, do me a favor, vote to open it back up. I may have to criticize you. I'm not going to vote with you, but I need a way out of this. I need an offering.
That's the offer.
And that's what's going to happen. But he's got to be careful, because if it looks contrived, he's blown it. And he can't look like he's having a mutiny. But that's how we'll open back.